In terms of the West, I think it's really about this notion that you needed, basically because of medical reasons and because of classificatory systems not being sufficient anymore, in terms of like the sort of inner life or inner capacities of organisms, that you needed a way to talk about, to sort of cut across living things that was materially tractable. That's basically like, I think that's kind of the short answer. I mean, the fact that it is like 1800, and like I said, like three different people kind of all at once. I think it's because you really have like the notion of transformationism really takes off. And I think once you have the idea that something like evolution is possible, because you have people writing about that around 1800, especially in Germany, that then you suddenly have to say, okay, there's something that makes living things that can't be, that like theology, however that's described, is insufficient to define, right? So like the fact that things are motivated by a soul, that's like not enough anymore. And so it's like that you need to be able to say, why are there these similarities and also possibilities of transformation across living things? We need a way to study that can combine multiple other discourses, right? So like medicine, physiology, anatomy, chemistry. So it just became a sort of I think, so it was both philosophers and practicing scientists who'd said this at the same time, basically. And then that was possible because of naturalism, right? Because to be a naturalist, you were kind of both. And so I think that's really what it is. I think it's a question that you needed something that was scientific in the sense of being experimentally tractable and graspable, but that wasn't like, that didn't over determine human beings as being, they were animal like, but they were not too animal like. And so I think this is why you get the organism, right? The organism is like the first like little safe step to do that. So yes, we're all put together in a certain way, that makes us function, right? That doesn't risk anything scandalous, right? But then as soon as you start to, but that opens the door for then saying, well, maybe we all came from the same pile of ooze, right? Like you already had people saying that in 1800, because like, well, we all had to grow, we all had to develop out of similar things. We didn't have separate origins. That's the real kind of German contribution to that. And so then you sort of have to sort of put a system in place to talk about that. And so I think that's why. I think it's really about materialism pushing against theology, pushing against, chemistry, and physics being something that might apply to living things. And those, it all kind of comes together at the same time.